Look what happened when this snake attacked an armadillo. Is the armadillo the most harmless creature in the countryside, or are we witnessing one of nature's most underestimated predators? What these cameras captured will leave you speechless. Confrontations with venomous snakes, birds of prey, and challenges in barns that don't seem real. Stay until the end to see how this little tank becomes the absolute master of the land. In this encounter, a dangerous snake launches a lethal bite at the armadillo that stands in its way. The injecting fangs strike hard, but the unthinkable happens. The teeth bounce off the armor, sliding without piercing the flesh. The snake, confused after its fangs clash against the bony shield, withdraws bewildered. The armadillo, for its part, doesn't even quicken its pace. It continues walking with calm arrogance, aware that no amount of venom can penetrate its natural fortress. We wish we had armor that tough. This farm, which is supposed to be a usually safe place, hides a somewhat dangerous situation. The calves are falling victim to a silent aggressor. At first, it was thought to be a fox or something similar, but the camera captures the unthinkable: an armadillo clinging to the belly of a newborn calf. The small animal, inexperienced and weak, tries to break free from the grip, but the armadillo holds on with unprecedented tenacity. Not even the mother, confused and doubtful about this unusual creature, manages to intervene effectively. It's a reminder that in nature there are no fixed rules, and even the slowest animal can become a ruthless predator driven by hunger. The caracara, one of the smartest and most precise birds of prey in the region, noticed an apparently easy prey on the ground. With a low and calculated flight, it descends to secure its food, but at the moment its claws touch the armadillo's back, reality changes drastically. The armadillo, with mechanical reflex, contracts and, as if it were a steel trap, clamps the bird's legs against its shell. Then we see a human trying to free it, but it's useless because the armadillo squeezes it very tightly. The scene itself is disconcerting because the hunter, full of panic, tries to regain flight but finds itself chained to its own prey. It is the ultimate shame of the predator who, due to a miscalculation, ends up immobilized by the most effective natural defense on the ground. The ambition of this armadillo exceeds all expectations. It launches an attack against a kid goat significantly larger than itself. The scene is raw, the size difference is evident, but the armadillo's aggressiveness compensates any imbalance. Using a calculated predatory technique, it manages to capture the young goat by the neck and neutralize it. Once the hunt is finished, it drags its prize to a secluded place, away from the sight of other predators. It's a raw glimpse into the versatility of these animals, capable of hunting creatures that theoretically should be out of their reach. The next clip shows us a rather funny scene, though no less striking. The armadillo has managed to capture a lizard, but the reptile is not willing to surrender without resistance. What we witness is a chaotic and dynamic tug of war. While the armadillo advances at its determined pace toward a safe place to feed on its prey, the lizard twists, kicking and struggling in a frantic desperation to free itself from its captor's jaws. The contrast is brutal: the unshakable calm of the tank versus the frantic struggle of a reptile that knows its time is running out. This time, the roles are reversed. A large lizard tries to neutralize the armadillo, seeing it as substantial food. However, the reptile encounters an unbreakable wall. It tries biting, pressing, and finding a weak spot, but only hits the hard, bony armor of its prey. The armadillo, far from freezing, uses its agility to fight the aggressor. It is a duel of endurance. The lizard, trapped in a useless position and unable to penetrate the armor, ends in a stalemate where its strength is worthless. If this continues, it is more likely that the reptile will break its teeth before passing through its prey's shell. Finally, the armadillo, with fierce determination, manages to free itself and escape the nightmare, leaving the giant reptile frustrated and hungry. Don't take your eyes off the screen, because soon you will witness the long-awaited star battle. Here the narrative takes a radical turn. It is no longer a simple defense. It's an execution. The armadillo locates a snake, and before the reptile can even react, the tank becomes the hunter. First, we see the armadillo bite what seems to be the snake's torso to weaken it, but the reptile does not give up. Seconds later, with surgical precision, the armadillo bites directly on the snake's head, crushing that part with its jaws. In the blink of an eye, the threat has been neutralized, and don't think it stopped there. The predator is slowly eating it. It is a quick and decisive victory that completely demystifies the armadillo's diet. When it has the chance, it is an efficient and lethal carnivore that has no qualms about climbing the food chain. In this clip, a pair of armadillos, limited by very poor eyesight, venture into dangerous territory unknowingly unknowingly. They come across a cottonmouth snake, which, feeling invaded, begins to unleash a rain of venomous bites on them. It is a moment of absolute chaos, but the armadillos, due to their armor, are completely impervious to danger. While the snake tires trying to inject venom that finds no way, they continue foraging for insects and worms with absolute peace, oblivious to the deadly drama they are causing around them. It is the victory of armor over venom. On this occasion, we see an armadillo exploring a hole in the middle of an abandoned cemetery. What is it supposed to be looking for in a place like that? Well, the answer will surprise you. Nothing more and nothing less than a crow, which in a later shot is seen being captured by the armadillo. The crow tries to defend itself, pecking at its attacker, but its efforts are like shooting arrows at a stone wall. The armadillo's armor absorbs every blow unflinchingly. At the same time, the armadillo gives the bird a good and painful lesson, and the bird can do little or nothing to reverse the outcome of this battle. It is a battle where the bird's frustration is palpable. It knows it has made a fatal mistake by confronting a creature whose very structure is its ultimate defense. The crow's fate is sealed by this terrestrial hunter's impenetrable defense.